Today's episode is brought to you by Microsoft Dragon Copilot, your AI assistant for clinical workflow, helping to ease all those administrative burdens, automatically document care. Don't you love it when something will automatically document for you?
Yes, saves so much
It
time.
does. Streamlining workflow and just help you focus more on the patient-physician relationship. Learn about how Dragon Copilot can transform the way you work. Visit aka.ms/knock-knock-hi. That's aka.ms/knock-knock-hi.
Knock, knock. Hi.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Knock Knock Eye. With me, your host, Dr. Glockenflecken. This is your one-stop shop for all things eyeball related. If I sound like a little congested or something, voice sounds a little off, it's just because right before I started recording, I had a massive sneezing attack. I'm one of these people. When I start sneezing, I cannot stop. It's awful. I'll have partial sneezes. My wife's dying to get this on camera, to get it on video and put it on social media because it's admittedly hilarious. I sometimes I will do a 90% of a sneeze, but I actually don't do the sneeze part and I'll just stop. What is wrong with my body? I can't figure it out. But anyway, I was just right about to hit record on this episode and then I sneezed. I was like, oh no, here we go. And then so anyway, 10 minutes later, here I am. I'm doing okay now. I think I'm through the worst of it. At least I'll hope I am. So what we're going to do today is, we're getting toward the end of the year. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about a nonprofit organization that's near and dear to my heart. Just in case, I just want you guys to know about it. And if you're inclined to make a donation, it would be a wonderful thing. So I'll get to that here in a second. And then after that, it's Christmas time. So let's do some cartoon characters. Let's diagnose some eye conditions in some popular Christmas cartoon characters. How about that? All right, that's a new thing. That's a weird thing to talk about. It's just something only an ophthalmologist would do, but that's what we do here on Knock Knock Eye. We do eyeball things. All right, so I'm going to talk about before our first break about first descents. So I haven't talked about this in a while. I've in the past I always have a running fundraiser that anybody who goes to my link tree that I have it posted various places on our website. So you can donate if you want, but it's First Descents is an organization I've been involved with since it's been probably close to 10 years now. And what they do, they're based out of Denver, Colorado. They bring young adults who have had cancer or even currently have cancer. So anybody basically between the ages of 18 to 40, bringing them together for outdoor adventure activities. So it's like you would go and when I first started doing this, I did a week of kayaking in Oregon. This is actually before we even moved to Oregon. This is my introduction to Oregon was doing this. But they have mountain climbing, surfing, and the idea is a couple things. One, it brings young people who have had this horrible thing happen in their lives. And cancer, there's a lot of attention in the world of oncology, a lot of attention that's given to little kids, and then a lot of attention is given to older adults. But then there's this massive group of people in the middle. Maybe not a massive group, but a large group of people like me. I with testicular cancer. I was 25 years old, never been sick before. All of a sudden I have cancer. And I'm just I see people in the waiting room that are all there in their 70s and 80s. Nobody, and then the little kids with cancer, which is a horrible thing, but they usually have their own clinics, right? They have the whole departments. They have whole hospitals dedicated to pediatric cancer. And so there's this it's weird being like a young adult in this world because we feel kind of like an afterthought in a way. And it's not that we don't get good care, but it's more like the ancillary support. Just the feeling like people are looking out for us. People are working on trying to make our lives easier and better and finding support and community and it feels very isolating and very lonely, like to be a someone in their 20s or 30s, you know, going through a cancer diagnosis. And so it was in the midst of these feelings of isolation and loneliness that Kristen, my wife, Lady Glockenflecken, she realized like I needed something to like bring me out of this. I don't want to say depression because I wasn't depressed, but it was a very low point in my life with my second cancer diagnosis, and with my first. But she recognized I needed something. I needed to find people that I could talk about this with, who are going through some of the same things, either physically or psychologically. And that was really hard to find. It was really hard to find that. And so she actually brought this organization to me, First Descents. It was like, this seems right up your alley. You like outdoors and being adventurous and hiking and whatever, doing things, sports, whatever. And so I'm not one to look for these things myself. I'm a very introverted person by nature. Um, and and I don't typically gravitate toward group projects. You can obviously tell that because I spend so much time alone talking to myself on videos. I don't have other people involved. I'm not a group project type of person. Um, and so I needed someone like Kristen to look out for me. And one of the many reasons that she's the most amazing person in my life. And so I looked at it, I was like, "You think I should do it?" She's like, "Yeah, that's why I'm bringing it to you, dummy. Like, you need to do this. Do this. Sign up for this. Like, here's the website. If you don't do it, I'm going to take your hand, put it on this keyboard, we're gonna do it together." So anyway, I submitted my application and, found a trip to go on, and the way it works is you gotta cover the cost of you getting there. So I had to cover the cost of going from Iowa out to Oregon, but then once you're there, the organization covers everything. The lodging, the food, the activities, and it's like a group of 10 or 15 other people like you who are going through this very difficult thing in their lives. Some people have beaten cancer, some people are in remission, some people are they still have it, still undergoing treatment. But it brings everybody together in this shared communal experience and just to build a support network. And that's one of the biggest things. The one of the biggest things I took away from this experience was building community. And we had like community dinner, like we all, it was like all home cooked meals, right? But we all did it together. And the other thing is just the reason it's these adventure activities is because part of critical illness, chronic illness, any kind of illness, but especially cancer, it it makes it affects your body to such an extreme degree, um, that it, it almost makes you feel like you're not yourself, like you're a different person, and it makes you where you don't trust your body anymore because your body did this to you. Like my testicles betrayed me in a way. And by going and doing kayaking with a group of people, with a kid who's had with a kid, an adult who's had like, you know 5 different bouts of leukemia over the course of their life, or a young woman who has been treated for brain cancer, or a breast cancer survivor, or somebody else with a testicular cancer. All these people I've become friends with over the years. Bringing them together and going kayaking is just a way to say, look at what you can do. Look at what your body is still capable of. You're strong and you have this in you. And that is powerful because you lose that. You lose that when you're fighting against your body, when your body has done this thing. And so that's the other part of it. So it's community and it's trusting your body, believing in your ability again, your ability to just do this thing. It's not super strenuous, but it's a physical activity, and that's enough. And it's a very powerful thing. It changed me, and it's an organization I still love to this day. And whenever I can, I try to support First Descents. And over the years, um, I think through my fundraisers, we've raised over $100,000 for this organization. It's a small organization, but they have programs all over. So if you know someone in your life, a young adult with cancer, like seriously, like tell them about this. Even if you don't like throw money behind it, if you don't donate or whatever, that's fine. Like just tell people. If you're in the world of oncology, like make sure you tell patients about this or the family members of patients because in a lot of ways it saved my life because it gave me community where I didn't have it before and I desperately needed it at a couple different times in my life. So First Descents, first, and then Descents, DESCENTS, firstdescents.org. And so check it out. And if you feel inclined to donate, I'm sure they would love it. And it's a small group, but they do incredible things. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back with some cartoon character diagnoses. Hey, Kristen.
Yeah.
I just have to talk more about Demodex blepharitis.
I'm sure you do.
I just love all things eyeballs, but not the mites this time, though.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you.
We're talking about collarettes.
Okay, the crusties.
Crusties.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a cute name for Demodex blepharitis.
I guess.
Finding on
Sure.
exam. The thing is, I want to educate patients that you can't always see these things yourself.
Oh, and you can't feel them?
No, because they're so small. So you have to come in to see the eye doctor, either an optometrist or an ophthalmologist. We use a microscope. We can see all the collarettes on there.
Okay.
And because it's hard for people to connect this sign on your exam with all the symptoms.
Because they can't even see it or feel it.
Right. The itchiness, the redness, the irritation that could be due to Demodex blepharitis. It's a great time now to make an appointment with your eye doctor before the end of the year and deductibles reset.
Yes.
You gotta
Very important.
To see more pictures of crusties and eyelids with Demodex blepharitis, visit miteslovelids.com. Again, that's miteslovelids.com to learn more. This ad is brought to you by Tarsus Pharmaceuticals. All right, here we go. Let's assess the vision of some of our favorite Christmas time, holiday season cartoon characters. Let's start with the classic. I'll do all classics here, but let's start with the one and only Charlie Brown. So, looking at Charlie Brown, we all know what he looks like. So, I'm concerned. If it wasn't for Lucy pulling the football out from underneath him when he tries to kick it, I would just be concerned that Charlie Brown he doesn't see the ball very clearly. So looking at his eyes, they're very narrow, palpebral fissure. Sorry, not palpebral fissure. A very narrow distance between his eyes. God, I can't believe I'm blanking on the name for the distance between the inner canthus. Interorbital distance is. Oh my God, I can't believe it. This is very embarrassing. I am hosting a Knock Knock Eye episode. Anyway, just the difference in the distance between the eyes. Interpupillary distance. My God, what is wrong with me? Oh my Jesus, it's been a long day, you guys. I'm so sorry. Interpupillary distance, because patients ask me for that all the time. Can I get that so that I can order my glasses online? I'm like, yeah, head on over to our optical, and we're happy to do that. By the way, our glasses are great. So interpupillary distance. Jeez. Okay. So he's got a very small interpupillary distance, IPD. Charlie Brown does. But that's not as concerning because I certainly have met some people and know some people in my life with their eyes are quite close together. That's okay. I mean, they're supposed to be because, yeah, as long as they're totally separate eyes, not like Goofy with one eyeball. It's at least so he's going to have good binocular vision. That's great. The concern is that his entire eye is pupil. I am very, very concerned that Charlie Brown has aniridia. So aniridia is it's a rare genetic disorder that is characterized by partial or a complete absence of the iris. Sometimes there's like a small little vestigial, like not really a functional nub of an iris there, but sometimes people have no iris whatsoever. Either way, not functional iris. And so when you look at someone's eyes who has aniridia, it looks very black, right? Because the pupil, it's all pupil. And that's what I'm concerned about with Charlie Brown here. So people with aniridia, they're going to have extreme light sensitivity, right? With no iris constricting the pupil to limit the amount of light. It's fortunately he lives in a time period it's perpetual winter, so probably not very sunny, a lot of cloudy skies, and it's like that all the time for Charlie Brown, which is helpful. But because and if the sun peaks out, he's going to have a lot of light sensitivity, and also he's going to have poor vision because along with aniridia comes usually nystagmus. Now we don't see that. That would be a hard thing to animate, I believe. But also often they have strabismus. People with aniridia have strabismus. I don't see a lot of strabismus with him as well. But also foveal hypoplasia. And that's where the lack of the poor vision comes from mostly. Some of it's the lack of an iris because you need a little bit of constriction there to be able to focus light a little bit easier. But also with aniridia comes what we call foveal hypoplasia. So the fovea is the natural contour of the retina, right in the center of your macula, which is the center of your retina. You have a little depression. That the retina gets thin. And you have a lot of photoreceptors in that area because that's where the highest acuity vision occurs, in the fovea, which is in the center of your macula. So aniridia, you get hypoplasia of the fovea. You don't have that natural depression, that natural dip. You can see, if you look at a cross-sectional picture of someone with foveal hypoplasia, it just looks underdeveloped. It looks like retina any other part of the eye, but it shouldn't. And so you're going to have a decreased acuity because we rely on the fovea to give us our acuity. So aniridia is typically caused by mutations in the PAX6 gene, PAX6, which affects eye development, central nervous system development, and also requires lifelong monitoring for some serious eye and systemic problems like Wilms tumor, which is an aggressive, malignant tumor of the kidney. So I hope that Charlie Brown is getting regular appointments with his doctor. I've never seen a comic strip where Charlie Brown goes to the doctor. If he does go to the doctor, I hope the doctor is on his game and understands the implications of a child with aniridia. All right, don't let us down, Dr. Brown, whoever you are. Maybe Charlie Brown's dad is a doctor. I don't know. But anyway, so regular monitoring for Wilms tumor, that means, whichever way is convenient to do it, usually a CT scan every so often, potentially ultrasound. I'm not sure how exactly you would monitor for Wilms tumor. That's a little bit outside my area of expertise. I do believe you could probably get away with ultrasound. That seems like an ultrasoundable part of the body, I believe. But this is an inherited condition, and it's usually inherited in an autosomal dominant trait. In fact, if it is an inherited condition, that's when you have to be more concerned about Wilms tumor. If it's a spontaneous, like there's a mutation, but it's not an inherited mutation, you have less concern about Wilms tumor. So we talked about vision problems. People with aniridia can get early cataracts. Glaucoma is more often seen in people with aniridia. It can be part of a larger syndrome that includes Wilms tumor is WAGR syndrome. That's Wilms tumor, aniridia, genitourinary abnormalities, and intellectual disability. And that's linked to a deletion mutation on chromosome 11. That's all you need to know. That's all you need. So Charlie Brown, now he's got it looks like also a pretty narrow palpebral fissure, which is the opening between the upper eyelid and the lower eyelid, the eyelid margins. How much does the eye open? It's also very small. He's just got small eyes in general. So he might also be a bit hyperopic. Again, remember, people with myopia have big fat eyes, big eyes. Hyperopia, small eyes. So that's Charlie Brown. I'm worried about him. He's I don't like that he's depicted on Wikipedia here. They say he's a lovable loser. Is Charlie Brown a loser? I feel bad for the kid. He's got aniridia. Let's cut him some slack. Jesus. All right. Let's move on. The Grinch. All right, so here's the deal with the Grinch. The Grinch has a fairly normal appearing eyes, except with one big exception. Well, two things. One, clearly jaundiced. Clear. He's got jaundice. Is that yellowing of the scleral icterus, which is what we call it. So somebody's got to examine that guy's liver. It's got to be massive, or small from cirrhosis. Could be all scarred over. Maybe the Grinch has a drinking problem. Maybe it's autoimmune hepatitis or any other version. Maybe he's got Hep C. Who knows? Hepatocellular carcinoma is a concern. There's so many things that can cause jaundice, liver dysfunction. But I'm concerned. I mean, I think the guy is probably on his way to a liver transplant. If I had to guess. But then what's his MELD score, right? I mean, is he going to qualify for it? Does he, in whatever species the Grinch is he able to accept a liver from like one of the Who's in Whoville? Would the Who's in Whoville want to give the Grinch a liver? He steals their presents. And the Grinch seems a lot larger than a Who. And so I don't know like if that's enough liver, but maybe they could just do like one Who liver, which is maybe that's equivalent to like half of a Grinch liver, and that might be enough to at least get him by. But then there's no telling how long that one's going to last, and so maybe he'll need another one. I don't know, but it's the jaundice is the worst part. That's what I'm mostly concerned about. All right, let's take one quick break, and I got one other thing about the Grinch. All right, the Grinch really needs to cool it on the Botox. He's got real bad peaking of the lateral brow, which tells me that it was someone really, whoever did the Grinch's Botox dropped the frontalis medially, dropped the medial brow way too much. The kind of the lateral part of the brow rising up. It's bad. It's a bad appearance. Fortunately, it's going to wear off before the Grinch has time to sue the doctor who did it. So it only lasts for a few months, but man, get you a new ophthalmologist or dermatologist, whoever's doing your Botox, Grinch. Not great. All right, let's move on. Looking at all the Peanuts characters, they all have the suffer from the same issues here. Linus, he's got good coverage from his eyelids. He's mostly asleep. He has the blanket and he's sucking his thumb. He dances. I don't see him with his eyes open very often. So at least he's got good lubrication, good coverage there. All right, let's move on to one of my favorites. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. All right, Jack Skellington, Jack from The Nightmare Before Christmas. All right, so we've done I've discussed a Hector from Encanto before, which is he's a skeleton, but he has eyeballs, which is a strange combination. I would expect extreme desiccation of the eyeballs without any eyelids that I just mentioned. You got to have eyelids to lubricate the eyes. Hector didn't have eyelids, and so I don't know what's going. I'm really very worried about severe exposure keratopathy. We just talked about that in a last episode. You got to have coverage there. So aggressive lubrication is necessary for someone like Hector. Now, Jack Skellington, he has had bilateral enucleations. He's got no eyes. He just has an empty orbits. What happened? I mean, he's able to get her. Maybe he has very good hearing to the point where it kind of like a bat, like echolocation, maybe it allows him to move fluidly through his environment in a way that makes you think that he has vision, but he doesn't. Now, I don't. The question is, why did he have his eyes removed? Now, was this just over time? As a skeleton, you're going to lose your eyes. I guess that's possible, but let's see. What could cause someone to lose both eyes like that? I don't know of anybody that's ever had a bilateral enucleation. The only situation where that might happen, honestly, would be retinoblastoma. And usually that's not even the case. So typically the way retinoblastoma treatment will work is if you have a patient, obviously if it's unilateral retinoblastoma, you do what you can. If there's a small amount, depending on where the tumors are in the eye, you can try to treat that eye. But often those patients with unilateral blastoma will have that eye be enucleated, just remove the eye, because retinoblastoma, if it spreads systemically, it can be fatal, right? So you have to get control of that disease. But for kids with bilateral retinoblastoma, usually the worse eye will get enucleated, but aggressive treatment, radiation, chemotherapy of the less affected eye to try to preserve some vision. I honestly don't know how often like a bilateral enucleation would happen. I want to say it doesn't. I want to say it doesn't because you try so hard to give that person some level of vision, even if it's just light perception, seeing shadows. Like that's something that can be useful vision for somebody. It would be a very difficult decision to do by. Now, I'm not sure Jack Skellington if that's what's going on. Because that would I feel like that should have been part of the narrative arc is that Jack undergoes treatment for retinoblastoma, but we didn't get that. Now his counterpart, on the other hand, so we have Jack, and then we have Sally. So Sally has eyes. She is. I think they make a good match. So Sally has got actually very, very healthy eyes. She also might have an iris problem. I don't see a lot of iris there, mostly pupil. Also, I'd be concerned about the ability of her eyes, of her pupil aperture is very small. Even though she might not have an iris, she's got very small pupils. And so I don't suspect that Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas has very good night vision, because you need a nice large pupil when you're trying to see at night to allow as much light as possible to get in the eye. She's got very small pupils. So I'm not sure about that. She seems to not have any problem because Nightmare Before Christmas, obviously the whole thing happens at night. And so she must do okay. But she's got great eyelids. She's got wonderful eyelashes. Eyelashes are important for helping to clear debris out, keep debris from getting into the eyes. Um, and she doesn't seem to have strabismus. Her eyes move well together. So yeah, I think she's got very healthy eyes. Good match for someone that has no eyes at all in Jack Skellington. So I'm glad they've found each other. Now I don't want to get too much into like the other characters, Oogie Boogie, a little bit much. Let's move on to a different character. How about Rudolph from the original? The one that's like the stop motion, uh, and he also has very large pupils. He also appears to be a bit esotropic. So I think he's got esotropia, which will allow him to obviously see. He can probably see his nose very well, but he'll have trouble with abduction, moving the eyes out on either side. But also, he does have a good blink, and doesn't have a lot of eyelashes though. And I'd be concerned as a reindeer that he's more likely to get foreign bodies, debris in the eye. A little bit concerning there, especially when you're talking about flying through the air. Like with no shield ahead of him, he's gonna get a lot of stuff in the eyes. That's a little bit challenging. So I think that's it. That's good. If you have any other characters you want me to describe, this is so dumb. Anyway, but I hope you like that, and I hope you just have a wonderful holidays and Christmas and New Year's and 2026. What do I hope for 2026? Because I don't know. I haven't seen if maybe this is the last episode. Maybe this is already coming out in 2026, but it's right around Christmas and New Year's. Um, I haven't made any New Year's resolutions. I I have some wishes for the healthcare system. I hope to get PBM reform. If you're not, by the way, following Mark Cuban, he's probably the only reason to like still be on X these days, because he does post a lot on that platform. Because like it or not, it still is the one that's easiest for like back and forth exchange of ideas. Some of those a lot of those ideas that you see on there, not great, but it's one of the only platforms that still allow you to do that fairly easily. And so Mark Cuban's a great a great person. I love his perspective on pharmacy, especially with his cost plus drugs. So I want to see more PBM reform in the new year. I want to see prior authorization reform. I want to see scaling back of corporate interests in healthcare. I want more people to do what Oregon has done, which is limiting private equity from owning hospitals and medical practices. Uh, Basically, I want to see more power being given back to physicians. You know, to just let us try. We've we've tried the current thing where MBAs who run private equity firms run healthcare. Churches, even nonprofits don't do it very well. I don't know. Let's do something different, right? And I'm not going to go into it because I feel like I talk about physician-owned hospitals all the time. But that would be a something I'd love to see in 2026. Um, More residency spots. How about that? Let's get more trainees, so we don't have so many medical students going unmatched. It's heartbreaking when you see that, and very smart people too. Very accomplished, brilliant doctors having trouble finding a place to train and pursue their career. Obviously, we need great ophthalmologists as well. I would like more recognition that ophthalmologist is the best specialty in medicine. May seem like a subjective statement, but I don't think so. I think it's fairly obvious to everyone. Ophthalmology is the best specialty. There's other ones. We can't have everybody be an ophthalmologist. We'd have a lot of problems in society if that were the case, if we didn't have anything else. But just a little recognition would be fine. As far as Glockenflecken, what do we want to see from Glockenflecken? I don't know. You tell me. What do you guys want to see from me in 2026? I'm willing to do anything. 2025 has been an interesting year. We did a little animation. We've been leaning more into education, right? Doing more of the New England Journal of Medicine stuff, where we did a master class on social media ethics for medical professionals. We are talking about trying to launch like a little community, trying to get more of like the humanity back in medicine, get people to connect a little bit more in a more controlled space, not the Wild West that is now like Twitter and Epic, or not Epic, X. And I don't know, I still keep doing my skits, but there's lots of things. Do more shows. I think there's a desire out there to get with people, like have more of a feeling of community and connection. Vivek Murthy talks about this all the time, this epidemic of loneliness. And you actually see it, I think, on social media. People are they're not on social media quite as much. There's still a lot of social media out there. So we all need to be on, we should be, especially physicians need to be on social media to fight misinformation. But I think there's like a feeling like, let's get together in person. Let's go to events. Let's go to concerts. Let's hang out together in a way, and I feel that when I go to hospital systems and I do shows, especially at theaters, where all these physicians in these hospital systems, they can come and for a night just have fun with Dr. Glockenflecken. We do some Q&A and wear costumes. It's the whole thing. And it's so fun. And the feedback I get from it is like, oh, it just felt good to like be with people and having a good time outside of work. And I think that's a feeling that a lot of people have, not just in medicine, just in the world. And so I want to lean into that a little bit more in 2026. I Lord knows I travel enough, I do enough speaking, but like maybe at certain types of speaking, maybe trying to do more, maybe bring in some more familiar faces in healthcare. I don't know. Put on a different kind of live shows. I don't know. But give me ideas. I would love to hear from you guys. So leave a comment on the YouTube channel at Glockenfleckens. Let me know what you'd like to see from Glockenflecken. And it's not just me. It's Kristen. We have a whole team. So we'll try to work on whatever you guys want to see. And so, feel free to give us some ideas. That's our show. That's Knock Knock Eye. Hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you to my executive producers, Aaron Corney, Rob Goldman, and Shanti Brook. Our editor and engineer is Jason Portiza. Our music is by Omer Binsby. Knock Knock Eye is a human content production. We'll see you next week, everyone.
Knock, knock, goodbye.
Thanks for watching the episode. You can find more on that playlist over there. If you prefer to listen, or you just had your eyes dilated, you can binge full episodes wherever you get your podcasts. Or join the party over on Patreon, where you get early access episodes, hang out with us, get lots of exclusive bonus content. Hope you subscribe, leave a comment below. Let us know what you think.